Okay, Kerry, are you ready?
I'm here. Well, if you would, Ed, when you start, maybe tell them the date, because sometimes it's easier to start today's December the 29th. That way people know which one they're on. They're looking for a certain date, and we don't tell them what the date is.
Oh, you want the date of the next call?
Well, and the date of the next call, that would be good, yes.
Hold on. It's every second and fourth Tuesday. And so our next call will be the 12th of January, 2021.
Okay. Is everybody ready to start?
If y'all want to talk, just push *6.
Right. If you can, it would be great. If you have some, if you had some questions to help us start, it would really be nice.
It makes it easier when you people have questions.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
I was having a question about those stimulus checks. Is there any way we can get those and also not file our taxes? Or do you have a solution for that?
I do. I have a solution for that. But we're not going to talk about it tonight. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, okay.
No,
in 2 weeks or next week?
I'm kidding you. Okay,
Oh.
I haven't filed since 1988, and I got mine. Just showed up in my bank. Now, do you have a checking account?
I do. Well, I have the use of one.
Okay, there lies your problem. Is there a reason you don't have one?
Okay. So I have a checking account at a bank in my name, yes, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. Do you have a direct deposit form on file?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Are you on Social Security by any chance?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I happen to be. And so I already have it set up. See? It's already set up.
Okay, the government's already sending you a check every month, right?
Right, and so it just automatically showed up.
Oh, okay. I'm still in the workforce.
Well, what you need to do is get you a checking account in your name. Do you have it with a social or no social?
I've checking accounts with social, yeah.
Okay, then mine just arrived that way. See, mine just arrived that way.
Okay.
I hope that made sense.
But you don't have any. Mine hasn't arrived and it hasn't been deposited, so. And I haven't filed since 2014.
Okay, now, do you mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, why don't you file?
Because I don't think. I did the U.S. tax court thing, and they never sent me a notice of deficiency or determination, so I haven't filed.
Okay, so you did it in 2014?
I think I did it in actually 2018, or yeah.
Okay, but then you said you haven't filed since 2014. So since 2014 to 2018, I want you to understand what we're doing here. So from 2014 to 2018, did you file a 1040?
No.
Why?
Well, I figured I'd have to not file for a while before I did the U.S. tax court thing, so that they would have a reason to give me a notice of determination or deficiency, and they didn't, so I must not need to file.
Okay, now, you said a couple of things in there that concerns me, okay?
Okay. All right.
Now, what I never talk about me. This is not about me in any way, shape, or form. Okay?
Okay.
Now, the reason I say that, I'm going to make a comment here, and I want you to defend it, okay?
All right.
Don't take anything I say personal, because please, that's not what it's about, okay?
Okay.
Now, you're in court. I'm the prosecuting attorney, and I'm going to try to have you put in prison. So my comment or my statement to the court is, you're the dumbest individual in the courtroom. And I want you to defend that.
That's right. I'm an idiot.
Okay, that's not what I said. You're the dumbest person in the courtroom. Now I want you to defend that.
So you're the prosecutor saying that to me?
Yes, the prosecutor saying that to you, to the judge, because we want you in jail. He said he didn't have to file because he didn't know, and so he's the dumbest individual in here. So now I want you to defend that.
Objection.
See, okay, now do the same thing to me, because see, I'm trying to show you how to defend yourself. Now, you're the prosecutor. Now go ahead and do it.
Okay, Mr. Carey, you're evidently the dumbest person in the courtroom.
Well, thank you. What proof do you have that I'm the dumbest one in this courtroom?
Okay, so yeah, prove your claim.
Okay,
right?
Your Honor. Okay, Your Honor. I want that stricken from the record. Next. See, in other words, we don't have to defend. That's where we're getting into trouble. See, I asked you why you didn't file a 1040. You said, well, because I found out I didn't have to do I. See, now, are you in front of a computer?
I am.
Okay, I'm going to have you read something. I'm going to let you look it up. You read it. When you read it, then I'm going to ask you the same question, and you'll see. What I try to do is no matter what they say, I come back and answer whatever it is they say with Title 26. Therefore, it's never about me. It's about Title 26 in the law. I want you to look up, put in your search engine, 1040 instructions. When it comes up, I'm going to have you read something, and then I'll explain to you why I do it this way. While you're looking that up, does anybody else have a question?
Okay, I have the 1040 instructions. What do you want me to search for?
Okay, I want you to go to page 100. And I'm going to let you read it, and then I'm going to ask you the same question, and then you'll understand how to answer that. Because if you get pinched real hard and you're in court, you say, well, I don't have to because there's no law saying I have to. They're going to come back and tell you all kinds of laws. See? And I'm going to show you how to defend all of that stuff tonight. Now, when you get to page 100, tell me what's on the top of that page.
Disclosure, Privacy Act, and Paperwork Reduction Act notice?
Okay, that's got 3 columns, a left column, a middle column, and a right column. Is that correct?
Okay. Yes.
Go to the left column, come down to the 3rd paragraph, and now let me just say this. We're not reading this to get to win the first place fastest reading trophy. I want you to read it, and when I say stop, I want you to stop so we can tell and see what they're saying so you understand how to defend yourself. Now, I've used this a whole bunch of times, so go ahead and start reading it there.
Okay, it says our legal right to ask for information is...
Hold on. Who's our?
Presumably the IRS.
Okay, let's read it that way. So let's say the IRS's legal right to ask. Now, let's stop again. They have a legal right. So if they break that legal right, what's the opposite of legal?
Illegal.
Okay, so they have a legal right. That means there's also an illegal right. Now, let's start over and read. I'm going to let you go a little farther, then I'm going to stop you again. Let's read it that way.
Our legal right to ask for information.
No.
IRS. The IRS is legal right to ask for information is Internal Revenue Code sections 6001, 6011, and 6012A. and their regulations, period.
Stop right there. Okay, stop right there. Now, my question to you is, I'm going to tell you, you have to file a 1040. You don't have a choice because 6901 says you have to file. Tell me what I just did.
You applied a different code.
So what did I just do?
You added an arbitrary in there.
Okay, let's go back and start out. Read it again.
Okay, so the IRS's right to ask for information
Nope, that's not what it says. Read it again.
Our legal right to ask?
The IRS's legal right is different than the IRS's right to ask. Their legal right to ask is 6001, 6011, 6012A, and the regulations. So if they say, do you file a 1040? No. Why? Well, because I don't have to file. They're going to say, yes, you do. Under 6901, you have to file a 1040. What did they just do?
They added a new regulation.
No, sir. Our legal right is 6001, 6011, 6012A, and the regulation. You have to file under 6901. What did they just do?
I guess they inserted their illegal right.
See? Now they're telling you something illegal. They can't do that. Because if they can break the law, well, then I'm going to go to the 7-Eleven and rob them blind. Why? Well, there's no law. It's illegal for me to go into a 7-Eleven and rob it. Why? That's the law. So they have a law they have to follow. Now, let's finish reading it, and then you'll understand. Then I'm going to tell you how to defend yourself. Now, let's finish reading it.
They say that you must file a return or statement.
Hold on. Stop. Who's they?
IRS? Or the codes? The codes 6001, 11, and 12. And the regulation says, let's see what it says. That you must file a return or statement with us for any tax.
Stop. Oh, you're going too fast. So what do you have to file? You have no options. What do you absolutely have to file?
A return or statement.
Oh, does it say you must file a 1040? No. So there's a CT1, a 2291. There's a 1041, a 1040. There's an OID. There's a 1099. See, so I choose to file a statement every year. I type on a piece of paper, eat, shit, and die, 2019. Print it, put it with us. I got a box in my house that says U.S. on it, and I file it with us every year. That's what it says. So do I file a 1040? No. Why? Because the Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice, and the Internal Revenue Service's own instructions forbid me from filing a 1040. If it doesn't tell you to do it, then you're forbidden to do it. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
So what this does is, do you file a 1040? No. Why? The Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice in the IRS's own manual says I can't. So I file a return or a statement. I have chosen to do the statement because the return confuses me. If you file a 1041 or you file an OID and you get $1 million back, you can't file it. Why? Your own publication says I have to file this form. I have no choice. Now let me tell you why. The vagueness doctrine says if the government writes something that's vague, they have to 100% of the time rule in the citizen's favor. Now, does that make sense?
That part does, yes.
See, so what I'm doing is I'm using Title 26 against them. So, do I file a 1040? No. Why? Why? Your own Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice forbids me from it. I shut up. What do you think the next thing comes out of their mouth? What do you think they say?
What part of that act forbid you from filing.
Well, here, let me share it with you. And I show it to him. See? Now, have you ever seen Title 26?
It's been a while.
That's okay. It's 8.5 inches thick. It's 14,000 pages. Okay. Now, are you interested? Okay, I have a special way to memorize all 14,000 pages, and you can do that on a 3-day weekend. If you're interested, I put together what do you call it? A help guide or a study guide that you can memorize the entire Title 26. Would that interest you? That way, when they say to you, well, according to, you'll know exactly what it says and can quote it to them. Are you interested in learning Title 26?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely
read that
not.
to me again.
I don't know.
For me again. Read that to me again.
They say you must file a return?
No. The IRS's legal right.
Okay. Our legal right to ask for information is Internal Revenue Code sections 6001, 6011, and 6012A, and the regulations.
Stop right there. Do you have to know, tell me all the laws in America that are illegal. You don't have to know those. You only have to know it's legal, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay,
there you go.
If you read those 3 sections and the regulations, it's 21 pages. You tell me that you couldn't figure out how to read 21 pages? There's my defense for everything they do right there. If they say anything to me, well, that's illegal. Right?
Right.
So I put that together. I highlighted that part that you just read in yellow. And when they asked me, do you file a 1040? God, no. Why not? Well, because your Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice, and your publication says I can't. If it doesn't say I have to, then it's saying I can't. And I hand that one sheet right there to them. And they look at me like, what? Well, do I have to? Well, you sure do. Well, why? Well, because 6901. I made that up. It could be, there is no place that says it. But I let them tell me what it is. Then I got them. Because now I can sue them. See, you can't sue the IRS in federal district court. Do you know why?
Because you have to go to U.S. tax court?
You can't go to tax court either. You can't sue an agent in tax court either. Because it's a U.S. tax court. Because the U.S., excuse me, the Internal Revenue Service, they don't work for the U.S. government. They work for the IMF. Well, so does the government. Our government works for the IMF. So the IRS is one step above the federal courts. But if you go on the U.S. court, go to their jurisdiction page, it says this court is a court of limited jurisdiction. Here's what we have jurisdiction over. The IRS isn't listed there, so that means you can't sue the IRS. You can't sue the French president there either. You can't sue the English queen. Why? They're not under their jurisdiction. So it lists 7 things you can. And one of the things you can is if somebody violates federal law. Guess what Title 26 is?
Federal law.
Now they broke federal law. I can sue the IRS agent on the grounds he violated Title 26. Now I can go there, and the IRS, if they don't show up, we get a a default judgment. Just to let you know, I'm working with the guy, and we're using this, and we're using some other things. He got a letter in the mail telling him he had to meet with agent so-and-so on such and such a day for a conference call that they would be in touch. Well, they didn't call him that day. So he called the next day. Where's Mary Lou, my agent? I got this letter. Oh, she's not with us anymore. So tell me what that means.
I guess they canceled the meeting.
Well, they didn't tell him. They want him to have it with somebody else. We don't want it with somebody else. They don't understand. what we're trying to do now is we're trying to set up a meeting with her replacement. What we want them to do is we want them to have this paperwork so that when they open their mouth and they say, no, you have to file a 1040 because of 6901, we write it down. They just broke the law. Mary Lou's replacement, I'm suing her on the ground she violated federal law. Here's my proof. That's our proof right there. Instead of making this difficult, we're trying to make this to where, and I'm finding out more and more, this is how I think. But to me, this is simple, but I'm finding out it isn't so simple. People just have trouble trying to grasp the fact that it's this simple. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, we're always overthinking things.
Okay, now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to ask you something. You're in court. I'm the prosecuting attorney. I'm going to try my best to put you in prison, and you're on the stand. You've sworn in, and I ask you, do you file a 1040? What is your answer?
I could plead the fifth.
Okay. Then I would say, so in other words, you got something to hide. See? You're hiding behind the Fifth Amendment. Now, let's back up again. You're the prosecuting attorney. You're trying to put me in jail. I want you to ask me the same question.
Okay, so let me give you a different answer. I go, what evidence do you have that I need to file?
See, there you go. That would be a good way to do it. What evidence do you have? Well, we have it it's in Title 26, Section 7104. Now what? Oh, well, here you go. See?
You just broke the law.
Where you go. Now you've got something you can see, you can get traction. Okay, I never played defense because I found this out when I was a kid. When you play baseball, if you're out on the field the whole game and you never get up to bat, you can't win. If you're on playing football and you're on defense the whole game, you can win, but you'd have to get a touchback. It's difficult to win when you're never on offense. So, what's the best way to win?
Be on offense.
All the time. I'm 100% of the time I'm on offense. I never, under any circumstance, play defense. Period. Now, to me that made perfect sense. So I got indicted. They were going to give me 55 years. They took 34 of us. 33 went to prison. My last name starts with a Z. I was last. I was there 9.5 hours and they only got 4 questions answered. You know why?
Because you kept asking them questions.
Well, no, they would ask me a question, and so I would do just like I did to you. Your Honor, I want that struck from the record because they were so taken back by it. The prosecuting attorney had no clue how to answer it, so he was going to go, Your Honor, the prosecuting attorney's making shit up. I want that struck from the record. So okay. So I struck from the record probably 650 questions because see, but I do the same thing on everything. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Is there a reason you don't file a 1040?
Is there a reason? The same thing. What evidence do you have that I'm required to file a 1040?
So this becomes, it's like, duh. See? It's like cake to a fat boy. See? You can't help it. It makes so much sense. The question is, how come you didn't think of it earlier?
Because I'm the dumbest guy in the courtroom.
See what I mean? It's just, and that's the card that I play all the time. See? Are you really that stupid? No, sir, I'm stupider than that. See, it doesn't matter what they say. I don't care what they say because it's not what they say, it's what the law says. Now, has that helped at all? Because you need to be careful and say, well, no, I don't have to file because there's no law saying I have to file. Now, you've taken all the burden on you. Okay, then.
I made a claim. Damn it.
There you go. See? Now you've got to prove the claim. I don't make a claim. See? See, and your court order says that you never received a notice of deficiency or notice of determination. So my question is, what is another word for a notice of determination and a notice of deficiency? What's another word other than those two words? What's another word for those? You just said it.
Claim?
There you go. So, you never claim. You didn't make a claim. Well, hell no, I didn't make a claim. How can I make a claim? There ain't no claim. See? Now they're on me. Well, doesn't matter to me. See? I get a letter that, well, you're stating a claim that really can't be granted. How can I state a claim when there's not a claim? I went to the tax court, telling the tax court I never received a statutory notice of deficiency. I never received a statutory notice of determination. So if there was no claim, why would I make a claim? All I'm saying is I never received a claim to state a claim. Now, you see how boogered up that is? What are they going to say? Well, they don't have to. I object, and I can go to the appellate court on the grounds. They're saying I didn't state a claim. And they're right, I didn't state a claim because there's no claim. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So if there's no claim, how can you make a claim? See?
Okay.
Thank you for that. I hope it didn't make you mad, but if it did, oh well,
no.
You'll probably get over it.
I'm still thinking about how us working folks can get one of those stimulus checks.
I just told you, get a checking account. Okay, do you want to know what form you need? Would you look, if I give you the form number, would you look it up and read it?
Yes.
Okay, put in form 8888. And when it comes up, I want you to read it. I'm going to tell you how to fill it out. Just mail it to the IRS. Okay, somebody else have a question while he's looking that up. We'll just start moving forward.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I don't care. Anybody else? No, go ahead.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Before you ask it, you're stating a claim that really can't be granted. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Okay. Got it. I received for 2011, I received an annual reminder of a balance due for taxes for 2011 on the 21st of December. So, yeah, it was a Christmas gift, I guess. Yeah, there's an amount due around $4,000. Anyway, yeah, I did the process, and you've known me for a while, so I did the process. Okay, so this form, which, it's CP718, it's a computer-generated form. So I know someone did a SFR for me, SSR for this form, but it's because it's unsigned and stuff. I was thinking, God, should I call up and find out who did the SFR, or does it even matter? I was just thinking, I know I should respond to it,
okay. Well, let me tell you how I'm responding to those. Okay. I respond to everything just different. Okay, what I would do is I would take that letter and I would copy it, get a copy of it so you have a copy of it. Then I would go ahead and, okay, do you have where it says the SFR cannot be done?
Yes, I know that. We've discussed that before.
That's
correct.
We
looked it up. I can't remember the code, but it's not listed in their stuff. Where they're not allowed to.
So what you do is take that part of the SFR that says they can't do one. Do you have your court order? I believe you do, don't you?
Yes, I sure do. I do.
Okay, that's right. So take your court order, get your motion, the motion that the DOJ wrote to give you that, and highlight. In other words, highlight in the motion everywhere it says we didn't do this, we didn't do that, because it says it in your order. Then put it together and put a cover letter with it and say, see, you're stating a claim that relief can't be granted, and mail it back to them. Now you've got a record that you're doing the best you can, and then put in there, how did you get the $4,000 if you never gave me a notice of deficiency or notice of determination? Did you do a PFA? That's what I tell them all the time.
PFA?
Yeah. Pick from air.
Oh. Say again?
PFA, pick from air. They picked the number from the air.
Picked it from the air, okay.
Because, look, they had to have. They either did an SFR or they PFA'd, picked it from the air. Because I never received a notice of deficiency, a notice of determination, parentheses, the claim. Now, how do I owe you $4,000 for 2011 when you never gave me a claim?
Okay.
See?
So my concern was, it's just from Austin, Texas, for some reason, and I don't have a name to send it to. So I was thinking, God, it'd be nice to know who did the substitute return.
Well,
yeah, there's the address.
Okay. You have an address. Send it to the address, telling them that you expect an answer, and if not, in 30 days, you agree with me that you PFA'd it, and I want you to correct your books, or I want you to correct your records on this account, this day, on this letter, and send it back.
Okay.
See, all
I was trying to hold someone responsible. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So. Okay. Well, great. Thank you for that.
That's not a problem. When you go into a zoo and it smells like poop, which animal did it? See, that
really doesn't matter, does it?
That's right. There you go. It don't matter. It still smells like it. That's right. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, see, that's how I do everything. I don't really care who takes. See, I know one thing. I never say me, I, or none, and I use no adjectives. Never. And I run into this a lot. They said that first of all, Dairy Lou from the Dairy Queen down here didn't say nothing to you. Well, I meant, don't. In other words, that's when it says our legal right. Who's our? I don't know. Okay, well then our said it. Well, guess what? My next door neighbor is Mary and Billy Our. Why would they send you something in the mail? Well, I don't understand that. Well, no, see, now that's the problem we have. We're too vague. Our legal right. Who's our? You could put our, parentheses, IRS, legal right. See? So it's not a matter of who it is. See?
Okay.
When you walk in the zoo, it has a funny odor. Which animal's doing it? Well, let's go through and figure it out. Well, it don't matter to me. So that's what I do. I treat everything the same.
Right. Somebody took a dump on me. It doesn't really matter which guy did it.
Doesn't matter who it is. That's correct. Now, let me ask you a quick question, if you don't mind me asking.
No. You know I don't.
Okay. Does a fart stink?
Not if you're wearing a mask. Excuse me. Yes, it does. Even if you're wearing a mask.
Okay. Now, here's my question. All right. My dad farted in Michigan, and I live in Texas, and I didn't smell it.
Right.
See, you answered the question before you knew the parameters. Does a fart stink to a guy that's dead? Well, I don't know. Ask him. See, in other words, does a fart stink to whom? Well, who do you think I mean? Well, I think you mean Santa Claus, because he don't exist either. See, in other words, I'm an asshole when it comes to this stuff. They don't do anything but they gnaw themselves when I'm there. Now, let me ask you a question, one more. You have a 70-inch Samsung smart TV with 1080 DPI, or whatever they call that. What color is Mickey Mouse on the finest TV on the planet? What color is Mickey Mouse? Hello? See, we don't have all night now. Okay, let me make it easier for you. You have a black and white, a 1920 black and white TV. What color does Mickey Mouse have black and white TV then?
Black and white.
Okay, now here's the funny part of that. You believe in Easter Bunny, you believe in Santa Claus, and the Tooth Fairy, because they're all fictitious. Mickey Mouse isn't real. It doesn't exist. That's why you're having problems. See? In other words, See? In other words,
Okay, so how do I answer the question? What color is that? It's no color. He doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist. He doesn't exist, so I can't tell you that. See?
Okay, thank you.
So what color? Okay, what color is R2D2? Well, he doesn't exist, does he? Oh,
no.
See, in other words, we have to quit. See, that's how I answer everything. When I'm in court, that's what I do. They ask me a question, man, I'm so glad you asked me that. This is so important. We can finally get to the bottom of this. See? Now, let me ask you one more question. What color is a red, R-E-D, a red shirt? What color is a red shirt?
Depends who's looking at it.
Okay. Okay, then depends. So depends is looking at it. What color is a red shirt to depends?
Ask a blind man, he'll tell you.
See what you're doing? You're too much information. Ask me the same question. Ask me the same question.
What color is a red shirt, Kay?
Okay. To whom?
To whom? Okay, simple. To whom?
Okay, I want that question stricken from the record because he doesn't even know who he's asking. Next. They can't use it again. It's done, buddy. You can't use it again.
Right. I'm too smart for my own good.
Man, and I'm as dumb as a bag of hammers, bud. When I'm in that, I'm as dumb as a bag of hammers. Because they're saying to me, well, are you really that stupid? No, sir, I'm stupider than that.
Yeah, you're on the short bus.
That's right. I used to ride the short bus. I'm not going to stand there and show them how special. See, well, what color is it? It's black and white. Oh, okay. See, it makes no sense for you to stand there and argue with them because they're going to win every time.
Right.
So I don't argue. I make them tell me what they're saying. See? Now, I want you to think about this. 1 and 1 and 1 is what?
3 ones.
Okay, yeah, 3 ones. What's 3 ones?
Digits.
Okay, what the 3 digits? What is it? See, you're answering me before you even know what I'm talking about. See?
1
and 1 and 1. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means plus. Then it'll be 3. What does that mean? Well, it just means together. Then that's 111. See, I make them tell me what I need to know so I can answer the question. What's 1 and 1 and 1? I don't know. What does that mean? See? Remember Bill Clinton? What did Bill Clinton say? What depends on what the word is. That's correct. He answered that. You couldn't have. On live TV, what does the word is? It depends on what the word is. See, now they have to define is. If they define is, it gives their game away. See?
Right. That's what the Clinton taught us, guy. Yeah, that's what he said.
See? Yeah. That's right. So they have to. Well, we can't define is. Well, then I can't answer the question. See?
Right. So 1, 1, and 1 is. What are you asking us the proper response?
See? Okay, what is and? Well, it's plus, then it's 3. Well, no, it's not plus. It's 1 and 1 and 1. I have no idea. If you don't know what and is, how the hell do I know what it is? You're asking the question. I want that, Your Honor, I want that question struck from the record. Next. When they're done with me, they're going to ask 500 questions, and there's going to get 2 or 3 is going to get through. Because, see?
Sure. Well, what's your name then? What's your name? Identify yourself for the court. What's your name?
Okay. Tripod.
One more time. It's a little hard to hear sometimes.
T-R-Y. Tri. P-O-D. T-R-I. P-O-D. Tripod.
Oh, okay. And that's your birth rate? That's on your certificate of live birth?
No, it's not. On my certificate of live birth says Gerald and Billy's son.
It says what?
What?
My dad's name is Gerald. My mother's name was Billy. It's Gerald and Billy's son. That's what it says on.
Oh.
See, it doesn't make any difference. They happen to. See, the word name is what you go by. Well, I can tell you what they call me at work.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I always forget shit. Damn.
What I do before I get started, I take my glossary page. I offer my glossary page to the court. My glossary page are words that I need to protect me that are defined by law. Black's Law Dictionary, Bovier's, Constitution, Supreme Court cases. I got all these words that are defined. When I hand it to them and they say no, that's like a judge walking in and asking me a question in Mandarin. I was like, I don't know what you're even asking me. I can't answer that. You want me to get your translator? Well, I already gave you one. You didn't want it, so why do I want yours? See, now they're stuck in the use my glossary page. We're not using it. Okay, then I don't understand the question. Well, you want me to get your translator? No, I got you one. You don't want mine, I don't want yours. Now, 2 hours later, he says, all right, just dismiss the case because my mind is scrambled. Thank you. Can I get up and go now? See, I'm not going to play the game that everybody's playing. See? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no meeting of the mind.
There it is, right there. See, without a meeting of the mind, see? Now, who just said meeting of the mind? Who's just said that? Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay, what state do you live in? Which one of the 50 do you live in?
Which one of the what?
50.
Which one of the 50 states do I live in?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure catch me on this one. I guess I live on California.
Okay, good. I was born in Michigan. In Michigan, we say you guys. What do you say in California?
Yeah, we could say you guys.
That's not what I asked you. See what you just did? Now, I'm going to spend 2 hours beating your brains out. I didn't say we can use it. We say you guys in Michigan. What do you say in California?
It depends.
Okay, so it depends. Okay, so you guys does not mean depends. So tell me what depends means.
Depends means
you're trying to define it for me. Okay, now let's do it the same way. I'm now in Texas, so I want you to tell me what you say in California, and then ask me so I can just try to show you this is how simple this is. Ask me the same question.
Okay, so in California we say you guys. What do you say in Texas?
I have no idea. We don't say that. So what does you guys mean? See? Now, okay, Your Honor, since he's laughing and don't know, I want that stricken from the record. You guys aren't doing too well tonight, are you? See?
We don't say that.
See?
I love that.
We don't say that here, so how would I know? See? Now, we say y'all in Texas. What do you say in California?
We don't say y'all in California. What are you talking about? How would I know?
Never mind. I don't want to tell you what it really means. See? Because now I've pointed it. I put it in a box. I'm on offense. They cannot. Well, he said, no, I didn't. Remember, you don't use that there. See, I control the definition of every word coming out of their mouth. I control everything from the moment I walk into that courthouse. Don't care. So when I get a letter, and they say to me, I got a letter the other day, and it's first letter I got in a while, but it says, we're doing our best to get to, I can maybe look it up here, but it says, I'm looking for you asked us one of the following questions. I'd ask them that, and I didn't ask any of that. But we're trying our best to answer you in the fastest possible way. We need 90 more days to answer you. This is the question you asked in January the 8th, 2020. So it's been a year, and asking for 90 more days. So now, when I get a letter from the IRS saying, you didn't file the 1040, well, thank you. You're looking for one of the following. You're looking for a check. You're looking for a calendar. You're looking for I just make up 4 things and put it on there. So I'm diligently going back in my records to find one of those 4 items for you. I need 90 days. Don't call, don't write, don't say hello, don't peek out the window. I'll get back to you in 90 days, and I send it off. What are they going to do? I didn't answer them. I just bought myself 90 days. See? 90 days, I send it back to you and say, well, I'm sorry, you're looking for one of the following. The same thing there, take the same letter, say, I'm diligently looking for it. I'm looking through everything I got, every page. I just haven't had a chance to get through them all yet. I'll get to it as soon as I can. I'm taking another 90 days. Let's send it back to them. That's what happens in 89 days. Oh, I know you're looking for one of the four things. See? I asked them a question they can't answer. Because if they answer what the question that I asked them, the game is over. So, that's how I deal with it. See, to me that makes perfect sense. Oh, anything they say, when I meet with the IRS, the first thing I do, they'll ask me, your ID. I say, I need to see your ID. And they say, well, we can't show it. Not a problem. Let me start off then this way. Let me explain to you. Anything you say today in this room can and will be used against you. Now, what were you asking me? They get lockjaw. They said they don't know what to say. Anything they say, buddy, I pull my pad out. Go ahead. What do you want to know? Okay? Well, you got your driver's license? I might. You got yours? Well, no. I ain't got mine either. Well, how do I know you're you? I don't know, because I'm telling you. How do I know you're you? See, it doesn't matter to me. See, they want me to prove who I am, prove that I made money, prove. I can't. You know why? You can't prove a negative. I want you to think about this a minute. The guy that just talked to me, do you mind if I ask you something else?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
My question to you is, last year, in 2019, we'll just say 2019, how much money did you make? You can lie to me, because you don't have to be you don't have to lie. You can lie to me, because I really don't care. It's just I want to try to prove a point to you. How much money did you make?
Okay, $50,000.
Okay, I bought the printer, I bought the ink, and I bought the program. Where'd you get the
paper? Guess I'm a counterfeiter, damn it.
Oh. So, Your Honor, I want that stricken from the record. See, what does make mean? Well, that's where you go out and work. No. See? Now let me ask you another question. Okay, I want to ask you, will you tell me what income is so I can tell you how much I made? I want to brag a little now.
So income is...
Hello?
I don't know. That's a compensation for labor. That's income.
Okay, not a problem. You're in front of your computer. If you would go to Title 31, that's Money and Finance, that's the Treasury's title. Go to Title 31, Section 321, D as in dog, the number 2. And the Treasury will define what income is. When you get it, come on back.
I think that's a gift, huh?
Oh, so in other words, you make 50,000 gifts?
Let's see if I can find it here.
It's 31, 321 D2. Now, for those of you that got the email from Ed, we did that to you. But I want you to read that. So my question is, ask me the same question, so I can brag a little about my income.
Okay, how much income did you make last year in 2019?
What's income, Jack? I can tell you. Hello, Your Honor. I want that stricken from the record. Jeez.
So income is wages paid for work at a company, or with another person.
Then go in there. Go to Title 31, Section 321, D as in dog, 2. And it's going to tell you what it is in black and white. The Treasury's going to define it for you tonight. So, but you're incorrect, by the way. That's not what it says. Did you look it up?
I'm trying to get it here. I got 321.
Well, that's okay. Okay. Little b, as in dog, the number 2. Read it. And I'm going to stop you on the way so we can talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, for the purposes of federal income, estate, and gift taxes.
Hold on. So this is for the purposes of federal income. Do you think this is important? Hello?
Yeah, it's important.
Okay, then, for the purposes of federal income. Now, let's finish reading it.
Estate and gift taxes, property accepted under paragraph 1 shall be considered as a gift or bequest to or for the use of the United States.
So, what is federal income?
Don't know.
Read it again. Read it again.
For the purposes of the federal income, estate, and gift taxes, property accepted under paragraph 1 shall be considered as a gift or bequest to or for use of the United States.
So what is it?
It's considered as a gift or bequest for the United States.
There's income. Income is a gift or a bequest. How much bequest did you make last year? You said 50,000. Okay, now, what is a bequest? So I can put it on my tax return. Hello?
I don't know what a bequest is in this realm.
Wait a minute. Well, what did you tell me? You made 50,000. Okay, then what's a gift? Define gift. You made 50,000 of them. So what's a gift? Let me ask you a question. Are you married?
Yes.
If you do something nice for your wife and she gives you a gift, you can't tell me what that is? That's a gift.
Sure, I guess she'll cook a meal or something.
You see how bizarre this is?
Yeah.
I mowed the man's grass and he kissed me on the ear. Oh boy, I made one of them. See? They don't define gift. Look up gift in Black's-Law Dictionary. Look up bequest. It will tell you what it is. Now, did you follow 1040? No. Why? Well, because your Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice in your own instructions told me I can't. Well, did you make any income? No. You didn't? No. Here's 321 D2. It's a gift or bequest. I don't know what a gift is unless we use Black's-Law Dictionary, and I didn't make any of those. And I didn't get any of that. See? In other words, I don't care what they say because it's all in the language. Doesn't that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you the guy from California?
Yes.
Okay. In Texas, we have the diamondback rattlesnakes. Do you have diamondback rattlesnakes there?
I know we have some rattlesnakes.
Okay, good. We have the famous Texas rattlesnake roundup once a year. We go there and we catch them and we skin them and we put them on the grill and you roll them up in a bun, put Texas root mustard and you eat them. Man, do you know what they taste like?
They taste like chicken.
So you've eaten chicken then? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, no, it doesn't. It tastes like bald eagle.
Shame on you, Kerry.
What? Shame on me what?
How would you know what a bald eagle tastes like?
Like a rattlesnake.
Okay, what's the point?
It's so bizarre. It's Your Honor, I want to scratch that from the. I want to cancel that question from the use because the guy he's running in circles. I run in circles. They don't know what to do. They run around the mulberry bush to where their egg when they're done. I heard one of the attorneys say, "Your Honor, my brain feels like scrambled eggs." I said, "Put a little ham with that, baby. Make an omelet." See, there's just in other words, what's happening here is we're running in two different terms. We have the English language, and they have legalese. Okay?
Right.
Okay, so if you don't know legalese, how are you going to win? Now, I want to ask you a question. Did you watch this? Are you going to watch the Super Bowl?
I have in the past.
Okay, good. So in the Super Bowl, they put a net over the goalpost. Why did they put a net over the goalpost in football?
Are we talking soccer?
See what you just did? Now you're going to make me... See, that's what they'll talk to you about one thing, and then they'll come back and ask you a question, and you'll answer it because I tried to drive you to the... So when you kick the football, it won't go in the stands. Oh, heavens no. They put it around the goal so you know you scored. What? What do they call soccer? Football. Oh, I didn't know. That's what they're getting us. That's why they use legalese. Let me recommend something to you. I don't care if you do it or not. But why don't you make a glossary page of legal terms? That way, when they ask you a question, you know what they're asking you. At least you know what they're asking you. Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. You told me you were married, correct?
Yes.
You walk in the door on an odd hour, and your wife's in the house cheating on you. Would you recognize it?
If I walked in at an odd hour of the house and she was what?
Cheating on you. Cheating. Would you recognize it?
If she's cheating on me?
Yeah. Would you recognize it?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay, what would she be doing?
Well, I guess she'd be having sex with another man.
Okay, so they're rubbing So she's playing cards with her friends, and she's cheating. You recognize it. I don't even know how to play that game. She's playing dice, some kind of dice, and she's cheating. Would you recognize? See, you did.
Oh, but you said cheating on me.
Okay, that's right. See, my wife cheats, and it's a reflection on me, isn't it? Isn't once you got married, aren't you one flesh?
Right.
See, in other words, I don't know if I walked in and I she was cheating, I wouldn't know. What would she be doing? What would she be playing? Who is she with? Don't you got to know that? Well, she's with your daughter. Oh. See, in other words, you automatically went there. That's all I can say. See? That's just how I am. And these people can't stand it.
Yeah.
Okay? All I'm trying to do is show you a different way to think. Do you have a college degree?
I do.
Okay. There's part of the problem. They put you in a box. They teach you how to think. But see, I fooled them. I got a PhD. And see, the PhD gave me the advantage because I understand everything they're talking about now. See? So maybe you should get a PhD.
Piled higher and deeper?
No, public high school diploma.
Public. Okay.
See, again, you assume. I assume nothing, Jack, nothing. Now, I'm going to give you an option. I want you to have the very, very most. There's $500,000 at stake. You pick the most, and you get the $500,000. Do you want 30, or do you want 3?
Of what?
All right, spots.
Say again?
Spots. S-P-O-T-S. It's $500,000. Yeah, there's spots. You want 30 spots or you want 3 spots? You get the most, and there's $500,000 at stake. What do you want?
Oh, what are the price of the stocks?
Spots. Like
spot.
S-P-O-T.
What's a spot?
It's a quarter-inch circle.
A quarter-inch circle of what?
Whatever you want it to be. But I'm giving you the choice. Do you want 30 or you want 3? $500,000 is at stake.
And either way, it's the same spots?
Yes, exactly the same spots.
I'll take the larger number of spots.
Which is what?
30,000 spots.
No, you only have a choice between 30 and 3. Which one you want?
Oh, I'll take the 30 spots.
Perfect. We're playing poker. I got 3 aces, and you got 3 tens. So 3 tens has 30 diamonds, hearts, or clubs. I got 3. Diamonds, Hearts, and Clubs. Same spot. Exactly the same spot. Who just won the $500,000? Aces are more than 10s, bud. We're playing poker. You didn't qualify it. See the problem? That's what they're doing to us. When they're going and they're asking us a question, we answer it first. Then we get, well, those bastards, they're corrupt. That's because we're letting them be corrupt. Now, if you'd have said to me, well, I'll take the 3, I would have said, what are you, a dumbass? You don't know that 30 is more than 3? See, there's no way you can win.
Right.
Unless you know what they're saying. Doesn't that make perfect sense?
Yes, it does.
See, that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not telling you to go out there and rob a bank. I'm not telling you to go out there and don't file a tax return. I don't care what you do. But whatever you do, make sure you can defend it. That's all. See? To me, that makes sense. See, when I was indicted, that's what happened. They took 34 of us. 33 in a row went to prison. And they went for a long time. Most of them are dead now because you can't live 30 years in a prison condition. They were going to give me 55 years because they said I was a bigger asshole than all of them. I said, okay. And so I'm going for 55 years. When I got there, the judge said, if you'll sign this part right here, don't make us go through the trial, I'll only give you 15 years. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. If I owe you $100, would you take $15?
No.
So there's something wrong with this picture. So I told him, I says, no. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll sign the docket. You give me 100 years, and I'll take it. When I sat down, he looked at me and said, what? You didn't hear me? You couldn't hear me? I said, okay, I'll take 100 years. And I sat back down. Why did I say that? I want you to think about this. Do you mind if I ask you how old you are right now? How old are you?
Almost 60.
Okay, so let's just say 60. What's the worst? You have to go to prison for 50, 60, 70, or 500 years. Which one's the worst?
I guess it doesn't matter.
See? Give me 500 years. It don't matter. Because 55 years, I would still have 25 years on my sentence. I'm 67. 25. I'd be 91 when I got out. What difference did it make?
Right.
See? So I asked for 100 years. He couldn't do that because he don't have enough indictments. So guess what? Apparently he doesn't have enough to do 55 either. So I was not budging. He says, well, okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do you a favor. I'll make it 15. I said, okay, make it 110. What? You didn't hear me? 110. Say, okay, here's my last offer. What's your last offer? If you'll sign this, I'll give you 5 years. You got to understand something. I'm there and I was going in for 55. I'm already down to 5, but we haven't even started the trial yet. I said, I'm going to make one more offer. I said, I'll make one more offer to you, sir. You give me 150 years, or you ain't got a hair in your ass. And I sat down. I was done. The judge went, I said, I get that all the time. Don't worry, you're not the first one. See?
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do. What do you do with a guy like this? See, my name starts with a Z. My last name. So I was the last one in the row. I was there for 9.5 hours. They only got 4 questions answered because I had them all struck. And they would ask me a question. The first thing it is, I handed them my glossary page. We're not using it. Okay, no problem. So they would ask me a question. They said, for the record, can you give us your name? I said, absolutely. 1965. What? Yes, sir, Chevy. What? Impala. I don't know if I told you this, but it was a 4-speed. What are you going with this? I don't understand why she wants to know what my first car was, but hey, if you want to know how much air pressure and the size of the tires, I'll tell you that too. I just know that kind of stuff. Anyway, she's asking me. That's what she asked me. No, she didn't. You used my glossary page? No, that's what I heard. So they couldn't use it. See? If you don't know what they're saying, what are they going to do? So let me ask you a question. I live in Dallas. I need you to come from California to Dallas. I'm going to pay you when you get here. I'll pay you your gas and your time and all that. But on your way here, I need you to stop in Vegas. And stop. There's a little side street over there. It's called Gamble. Okay? Go in that little 7-Eleven, and there's a guy in there named Bubba. Just go in there and say, Bubba, Carrie sent me here. I already paid for it. I want you to get me, he's got 650 pages of child pornography he's holding for me. Would you pick up and bring it to me? I'll pay you when you get here for your time and your gas.
I'd probably pass on that one.
Why is that?
Because it's illegal to have child pornography.
Okay, so when the IRS says to you, you have to file a 1040 under 6901, they're asking you to take child pornography. That's illegal too. This is how powerful this is. All right, then we won't do the child pornography. Would you stop and ask him for my 75 pounds of cocaine? It's all Las Vegas.
Hell no.
It's in the, why not? Why not?
Because if I get caught with it, I could have a lot of explaining to do.
See, in other words, cocaine's illegal, right? If they ask you a question outside of those 3 sections, they're telling you, we're going to make you pick up some cocaine. To me, that makes perfect sense. See? Well, what are you saying? Well, you didn't follow 1040. Well, hell no, I didn't. Because your own Privacy Act says I can't. Really? Well, under 6631, it says you have to. Oh, that's illegal. You can't say that. If you say that, then I'll pay my fine. Your Honor, can I pay my fine with 100% pure white China cocaine? Can I pay it right now? No. Why? It's illegal. Oh, that's what he's doing. See, I'm an idiot. I'm running off down the road, and they're looking at me with their jaws around the floor. What? See how simple this is? I used what they said. And that's what I make sure I tell them before we get started. See, when a police officer walks up to my truck, I'll roll the window down, he'll say, license and registration. I got my marriage license laminated, and I hand it to him. And I got my old license plates that says registration on it. I gave it laminated and I handed it to him. He said, what's this? That's my license and my registration. I want your driver's license. You didn't ask for it. Now you're changing your story. I'm not moving. I'm sitting right here until we get somebody over here to tell me why you would ask for something that I'm confused. Now you don't know what to do. See? Will you get out of your truck? No, sir, I will not. Well, why not? Well, because the government you work for says guns kill people. I'm a people, and you're carrying a gun. So you're harboring and abetting a known killer. You got a known killer rolling up to my truck and tell me to get out? Are you nuts? And I just sit there. They don't know what to do. What is he going to do? Get your ass out of the truck. Put your gun in the car. See? The last time that happened to me, the guy said, he did something, he mumbled around there and got this car and drove off. He was so pissed at me, I thought, he forgot to give me the ticket. I went on to the job.
That's one way to handle it, I guess.
No, doesn't that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, now, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we'll open this up for questions. Your wife is allergic to seafood. If you feed her seafood, she'll swell up like the peanut thing, her throat falls off, and she could die. Can your wife eat shrimp?
Yeah, she can eat shrimp.
Okay, so in other words, she's allergic to seafood and she can eat shrimp.
She'll swell up and die, but yeah, she can still eat it.
All right. Okay, could she eat a ribeye steak from a cow without getting sick?
Without what? Without getting sick?
Yeah.
It depends. If it's properly prepared, maybe.
Okay. Then what does S-E-E spell?
Say again?
What does S-E-E spell?
C?
Okay, so why don't you just close your eyes and eat the shrimp? I didn't say S-E-A. You're the guy that automatically... See, I'm an asshole that way. That's what I do. Well, what kind of C are we talking about here? See? Well, we're talking S-E-E. Well, yeah, she can eat 5 pounds of it. It wouldn't hurt her a bit. See, they're going to tell me what they're asking so that I don't do what you just did. I'm not going to stick off the cliff one for nothing.
Wow. Yep.
No. See, that's what they're doing. Okay, now, I'm going to get a little personal with you. You don't have to answer. You can hang up if you want. But here's my question. How long have you been married?
Something like 30-something years.
Wonderful. Good job. I'm happy for you. All right. Are you a virgin?
No.
Okay. So you've driven a NASCAR car?
Oh.
Have you driven a 747? Have you flown a fighter jet?
No.
Okay, then look up the word virgin first time. See? There's a lot of things you haven't done. The reason I asked you that was to get your thinking over there. That's what they do to us. I just refuse to do it. See? Are you a virgin? Hell if I know. I'm doing what? Driving an NASCAR car. No, I've never done that. So yeah, I guess I am. See? That's just how I do everything. Because
darn it, Kerry, I'd like to get one of these answers right.
Well, what I'm trying to tell you is, do you know what a red herring is? Let me explain what a red herring is, lady. Do you know what a red herring is?
Isn't it something that doesn't exist?
Okay, well, it's a question that has nothing to do with the subject that we're talking about.
Okay.
See? And I asked, are you married? Yeah. Do you have any children? Yeah, I have 3. Okay, good. Are you a virgin? No. Oh, so you skydived without a parachute? Oh no. Have you dove down and seen the Titanic by yourself? No. Oh, so see. In other words, the reason I asked that question was to get your mind over it. That's what they're doing to us. Okay? They'll ask you, have you ever filed a 1040? Yes, I have. Well, do you file one now? No. Why not? Well, because I don't have to anymore. I thought see, it don't matter. That's not the real question. The question is they want you to say, I'm not required. I mean, you take on all the responsibility of it. See? I used to file one, yeah, but then I read your stupid book and says I can't. So I don't want to break the law anymore. See, I used to break the law, but now I don't. I'm under the statute of limitations. I haven't followed since 1988, so I'm okay now. Whew! What? See? What? Yeah, I know. It's difficult. That's just how I do everything. See? I think that's how I think. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got it. Hey, I've got that 8888 form up.
All right. Now, I want you to read what it says.
Form 8888, allocation of refund, including savings bond purchases.
See? It's for a refund. Now, it's got your name, and on there, doesn't it say on there, what is it, tracking number? You put your tracking number, then doesn't it say in there, account number, then your name, and how much of the refund do you want to go to that, and how much do you want to go to a savings bond, and how much do you want to be sent to you in a check? I would just put 100% goes to that number, and then mail it in. Now you're set up on their automatic deposit.
Okay, I'm looking at this. Okay, amount to be used. Amount. Okay, and just on line 8, just put the amount $1,200 or something.
No, put all 100%. Put it all right, 100% on it. Okay.
Well, it's not asking for a percent.
Then put 2,000 there. That way you're covered. We only get 1,200. Well, then that's under 1,200 too. See? Then put something down there. See?
Okay.
When I do my tax returns, I get everything back. Everything. Every year. Everything. I put down there whatever it is. $282,412.09. Two goes right there.
Are those numbers based on something when you do it?
Yes, they are. But based on my return, I'm getting all my money back.
So that's based on withholding amounts that's been withheld?
No.
Then please do tell.
This is not the place to tell it. If you want to know, because I tried that once before and it got really bad. It just gets boogered up. But let me tell you how to figure it out. Do you understand the double book entry? Do you know what GAAP is? GAAP.
I'm familiar with it, but not that I can use it.
Okay. Generally accepted accounting principles. Under generally accepted accounting principles, it tells you how the government runs. So what you do is that's how they run. So there's a return that you can file using their accounting principles. So I want you to think about this for a minute. Hillary Clinton runs for president. She raises $400 million to run for president. How much of that $400 million can she spend personally on herself? Zero. Zero.
She's not supposed to spend any of it on herself,
Zero.
Right?
Zero. That's correct. Okay. Now, after she spends the $400 million on her campaign, there's a form that you fill out, put the $400 million on there, and they'll give her a check for $400 million. And then I do the 8888, and they just they do a direct deposit into my account.
Well, how can they give her that money that she spent for her?
Because under generally accepted accounting principles, it tells you how.
Oh.
One day we'll have a phone call on it. We'll get as many people as we can. We'll go over one time. I'll get up all the forms and email them to Ed. Ed will send them out. But that's how they do it under generally accepted accounting principles. And then HJR 192, it tells you how money works and what it is and what it isn't and all of that. And see, on my glossary page, I have money defined as what?
I don't recall.
Right. See, and so once you start down this path, unless you understand what's going on, okay, everything is a double book entry. You take $100 bills and you walk in the bank and lay it on the counter. How does that become a double book entry? $100 on the counter of the bank. How does that become a double book entry?
Well, they put $100 on their book, and then you put it on your account and your checking book, so it's in two places.
You don't do anything because you're not the bank. So you put $100 on the counter. The bank just increased their net worth by $100, but they owe you $100. So 100 minus 100 is zero. The book's balance. I understand that's absolutely insanity. But that's how it works. So they got a form for that. The government loves forms. They got a form for everything. So you fill out the form that I put $100 in the bank. I want to balance your books. So you help them balance their books. Does anybody else have a question? Let's see what time it's getting to be. We've got a little bit of time, but not much. Does anybody have a question that I can try to help them answer? Does anybody have any questions, any issues with the IRS that I can help you with? I'll do my best to try.
You got eight minutes.
Okay, we got 8 minutes. So if you want, I'm here to try to help you. I'm not here to,
Gary.
Yes.
I got a quick question that comes to mind. Now, this Clinton defense, he says, I'm sorry, I cannot recall. You know, over and over and over. And what do you do in a situation like that?
Well, what you do in a situation like that is they were protecting him. But when I'm in the thing, I recall everything. I just recall it completely different than they do. And see, now I'm the one that was there, so their recall doesn't matter. But if they say to me, I don't recall. See, I'll ask the IRS, the DOJ, do I have to fill out a 1040? I don't recall. Why'd you ask me? See, then I take 30 minutes to that's what I do. Well, if you don't recall, why would you ask me? Well, then I'm going to answer it. Blue, orange, and green. What? Yeah, well, you don't recall, so I can tell you anything I want. When I got indicted, okay, the lady that was, the DOJ was a woman. She was up there questioning me. And I was doing that. Then she said, okay, that's enough. What do you think? I said, I I think you want me to get up, walk over there, pull your pants to the floor, and see what's under there. She said, no, I don't. I said, well, you said, what do I think? How do I know what you don't? I don't know. I think that's what you think. Oh, it just, the whole courtroom hit the roof. And the judge took me in the chambers, and he reamed me out. I said, she asked me what I thought. I thought she liked me. He said, well, she don't. I said, how do you know? And so then I told the judge, I said, sir, let me just make this real clear and very obvious. I don't know you, and I don't know your wife, but I know what she looks like naked. And I just stood there. He said, don't bring personal. What? I said, yes, sir. Unless you married a man, then I know what he looks like naked too. He was so pissed that when I got back out there, he said something to me. He threw the gavel at me and said, I'm sick of this. He said, we'll have no more of this kind of talking. I said, there you go. And to the attorney, I told the attorney, you can't ask no more questions like that. See, they don't know how to deal with a guy like this. How do you deal with someone like this? Tell me, how do you deal with it?
It's difficult. You can't pin you down because you're an escape artist.
Well, but see, what happens is, what we're trying to do is they'll say, you have to follow, no, I don't, because under Title 26, I'm not required because they don't define income in Title 26. And then you go on for a 20-minute explanation of why you don't file. You've given them 500 hooks to get to you to come back and ask these questions. So you bury yourself. I refuse to do that. See, you file a 1040? No. Why? Because you're under your Paper Reduction Act, Privacy Act notice in your publication forbids me from it. That's all I say. No, it don't. Oh, okay. Well, here, I just happen to have it right here. You want to read it? Or you want me to read it? See? Our legal right. The IRS's legal right to ask is 6001, 6011, 6012A, and their regulations. See? They say, those three regulations say, you must file a return. Does not say 1040, therefore it's forbidden me from it. Or a statement. Here's my statement. Eat shit and die. I'm good for 2021. Okay?
Very useful.
What?
Very useful. Very good.
See, I mean, why would you go in there and see? I'm not going to get in the ring with Mike Tyson. He'll clean my clock. I want to get into it there with my grandson. He's only 3. I can beat him up. That's why I want to fight him, because he won't hurt very much. See, I just want to make it. I want to make the courtroom level so I have a chance to argue my argument. I'm not going to stand in there and argue with the federal government. They got too much money and too much power. See? So I'm going to find something that hurts them, and that's what I found. See, in the Internal Revenue Manual, there's a whole bunch of stuff in the Internal Revenue, the IRM, that's in our favor. See, I found the vagueness doctrine. There's a Supreme Court case that goes along with the vagueness doctrine, and it says if the government writes something vague, they have to rule in the citizen's favor. So, well, that ain't what that says. Well, that's vague, so you got to rule in my favor anyway. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't care what they say. Well, that ain't what that says. Well, since I think it says it, you think it don't, that's vague. Here's the vagueness doctrine. You can put this in your pipe and smoke it. See? Doesn't matter to me. I know what illegal is. See? And it says the IRS is legal. Well, what's the opposite of legal? Illegal. When I read that, that made sense. Perfect sense. Wow. They got a legal right and they got an illegal right. They got a legal right in 3 sections. That's it. I printed those out. I got them circled and handwritten and blah, blah, blah. And the regulations. I got them right there. See? So I have the 14,000 pages of the Internal Revenue Code memorized verbatim. Because I don't have to know something that's illegal. I only have to know something that's legal. Right?
Understand.
Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, makes a lot of sense. You've narrowed it down to only the important things, the best comebacks. You've got it you know,
That's right.
doctrine.
Yep. Now, let me ask you a question. The guy that's talking right now, can I ask you a question?
Yes, Gary.
Do you drink milk?
Milk of what?
Milk from
coconut milk.
See, never mind. I don't want to tell you now because you're making me tell you. Because as soon as I tell you, milk from a cow. That's sour. That's curdled. That smells bad. That's 2 months past date. See, in other words, they're going to tell me all of that before I can do it. See, I'm not going to answer a question unless I know the answer that I'm going to question doesn't get me in trouble. So, the guy that's been talking to me, can I ask you one more question?
Yes, Gary.
Okay, if I get a 3-run start, I have steel-toed boots on, and I kick you in the groin, and I lift you off the ground 3 feet, that's how hard I hit you. Would that hurt?
It depends on your definition of you.
Okay, now, depends. Well, if your word depends, then would it hurt? See the problem? See, you missed the whole story. Now, ask me the same question. I'm going to show you how to answer everything they ever ask you. Ask me the same question.
If I got steel-toed boots, would it hurt if I kick you in the groin?
Hurt who?
There you go.
Okay, I want that struck from the record because the guy's so idiotic, stupid, he doesn't even know what he's asking. See, if I kick you in the groin, would it hurt? You automatically would hurt me. Didn't say that. If I kick you in the groin, would it hurt Mary Lou? No. Okay. See, what color's a red shirt? It's red. Well, to whom? See, because if you don't say to whom, you're going to say red, and he's going to bring in somebody that's blind. And the blind guy on the stand and say, what color the red shirt? I don't know, I've never seen it. I can't tell you. There, you lied. Now, let me show you how this works. I just thought of this, but I have a friend of mine who's he's a doctor, okay? He's a dentist. And they charged him because they're trying to get something from him, so they charged him with 16 counts of malpractice. So I helped you write his defense. 16 counts of malpractice. Well, in Texas, a malpractice suit has never been won. It's never been won. So we were up against a pretty hefty thing. So I read the law. We looked at that. Guess what? Guess how many counts we won?
Hopefully 16 of them.
All 16 of them, and here's why. The Constitution of Texas says anytime a doctor is charged with malpractice, they have to have an expert witness. The expert witness has to be an MD. Dentists aren't MDs. They're DDSs. So the expert witness, every time he testified, I said, okay, we want that strucken because he's not an DDS. They brought 5 experts in, and all 5 of them were MDs, just like the Constitution said. And I had all 5 of them strucken on the grounds they're not DDSs. So the guy got all 16 counts thrown out, went back to work, and canceled his, what is that insurance that they have to have? Malpractice.
Malpractice?
Insurance. He cannot be charged with malpractice insurance. I'm sorry, with malpractice, because they had no mechanism in place to charge him with malpractice, so he canceled it and probably $4,000 or $5,000 a month. And what I found out through this is the state of Texas gets 20% of every payment made. So if his payment is $20,000 a month, they get $200 a month for one dentist. I don't know how much this insurance is. I never asked him. So if you buy car insurance and your car insurance is $1,200 a year, they get $240 a year per car on the highway. If you pay more, they get more.
Time's up.
Well, I want to thank you for being here.
Okay, thank y'all for calling tonight. Our next call is January the 12th.
All right. That's a week of my birthday. Thank you so much. Anybody, thank you for calling. If you need to get a hold of me or you have a question later, email Ed and he'll get a hold of me and I'll get in touch with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.